Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to call the meeting to order. It's 5:30. Paula, could you take roll call?
Yes. Mark Miller,
Present.
Chris Carlson,
Here.
Paula Crook, we're all present.
And motion to accept the minutes?
Motion?
A second.
All in favor? All right. Chris, could you go over the budget?
Yeah. So starting 1st of September, we had a balance of $1,584,214.96. We received receipts at $823. Expenditures this month, $70,610. Our ending balance for the month is $1,514,427. This month's expenditures, the big expenditures in the $70,000. This month was the improvement for Kimberly Hills and Crest Ridge, the road improvements, which were expected. Those projects were completed last month. We'll have more road expenditures coming this month, but everything else all falls in line with our normal budget. Salaries. We did lose an employee, so our salaries went down this month. Tracy Jackson resigned, so he is no longer an employee of the company. So, but other than that, everything is follows the line we should be. Any questions? It won't be until next month's budget. It was an emergency repair this month, so it won't be on there financially until next month.
One question. What was the position that's open now?
Labor at Minnehaha Township. And Paula, did you have a question?
I do not have any questions.
Oh, okay. Motion to approve the budget.
Make a motion.
Second.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Budget approved.
All right, some new business. Speaking of the employee who quit last month, we did hire a new employee. His name is John. Mike has been able to meet him, and he's going to be a great asset to the township. I talked to him here, interviewed him here, showed him around, and he will be starting on the 5th of October. Secondly, we hired a filming company to be able to film. So if residents did not want to attend the meeting, they could watch it online. We're going to try this for about a year. And then after that, we'll get the census whether or not we need to continue, if there's a good response or not. We talked about it before. I went ahead and started it. And so we'll see the turnout in the future, how it goes. Villas 2, we're still talking to Jim Weber about going from private to public roads. There was some communication with Greg. Greg is the improvement director, right?
I believe so.
The president. And there was some there. The next step is we need to meet Jim Weber down there to kind of get a final census on what it is that needs to be done, so we can start the process of getting that from private to public.
Has there been a date set up for that?
No, there has not. There's not been a date set up yet for that.
Overbrooking the trees.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Where did I put it? Crest Ridge and Kimberly Hills had some
They're complete.
road repair done, and they're complete. Next up this week is going to be Overbrook. And then I believe in next month will be the trees
It'll be this month. It's just not sure.
at the end of this month.
It's going to be this month. Yeah.
This month will be the trees.
So Overbrook and the trees
Overbrook and the trees.
this month.
Yep.
Yeah. I
Is
just
next.
I just talked to APAC this afternoon, and Overbrook's definitely starting this week. The trees, he didn't have the schedule for it in front of him, but it could be as early as next week.
Okay.
They're going to work on them both pretty much at the same time.
We are still looking for a road overseer. And I don't have any. Do you have any updates on that?
No, I know we have some interested people, but I need to get something put together that indicates what we're looking for exactly in the job position, so that we can put it out there and see if the interest is still there. There are definitely some qualified individuals that have some interest.
And that's all I have for new business. Can you guys think of anything else?
I cannot.
No, I don't have anything new. Let's we'll figure out what Mike's been doing.
Oh yeah, Mike, do you have a report of what's been going on your end?
Oh, we.
Weeds?
They're cooking.
That's what Paula was just mentioning.
It really looks good, Mike. That really looks good.
I got one and a half section wall left. I'm done. You know, all I gotta do is keep spraying the rim back. I got 4 more weeks.
Okay.
It's good.
Thank you. I'm getting there.
You are.
Then after that, I gotta go fix some trees over on 9th Street before they do any asphalt, before they redo that deal.
They're starting later this week.
I've had a couple phone calls.
Yeah, they're coming out this week.
That Winnebagos or whatever you want to call it, they can't keep hitting the triggers. I gotta take the dump truck over there and whack it.
Okay.
Before they do the running. Because if I don't, I'll have to do it anyway, because their machines don't get it. So they go into it. Yeah, I've been trying to keep up down south too. Do a little section of the ditches down there.
Yeah.
Down there, again, like that.
That reminds me. Thank you. We also worked on a road down in Sunswept. What was the name of that road?
Ellison.
Ellison. I was seeing what my responsibilities are in the community, driving around, and Chris and I ended up going down Ellison and noticed that it was in dire need of repair. So Chris ended up calling the road repairer
Head contractor.
and had it contracted out and fixed. So temporarily, it's not a permanent fix, but it was bad enough something needed to be done. So, and if you don't have anything else,
I do not.
motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
And
All
then,
in favor?
all in favor?
Aye. Now it's public comment.
Public comments. You guys have any questions? I'm ready for notes.
I had one on the likelihood of paving 24th Street at 143rd.
24th
Yeah,
Street.
it's like a little side dead end between Chestnut Ridge and Monarch Landing.
That's the gravel road up north with the circle at the end. Very first road we drove down.
4th and 143rd. And what was her name?
My name's Chris Hagan.
Chris Hagan.
Yeah, Hagan.
You're probably a lot more familiar with it than I.
I am.
You did a lot of rock lately, which was good. Got rid
Yeah.
of all the, that was appreciated. I was just curious if there's anything in the future that would allow for that, or if it's kind of
It is not on my immediate radar
a right.
at this point. We've got several road projects that have been left untended to that we're going to start working on. So our long-term projects right now, big ticket items. We have a project down in Sunswept Highlands for next year slated. That's going to put us somewhere between $400,000 and $800,000. That's been allocated for our budget for next year. That's first priority. After that is done, if we have money left over, we're going to look at some other projects to do. Long term, that's not on our radar. It is something we can look at. Looking at the cost, I can start breaking down what we're spending on rock and how often, and then see if there's a cost benefit of doing it.
Right. Or even if we could, like the neighbors on that street, we could pay some to make it happen.
What I would suggest is if that is an option, if there's a possibility of that, what we need to do is I have to get somebody out there and get a budget created and just see what would it cost to pave the road, and then see what makes sense, because I got to break down long-term maintenance. How often am I going to be out there compared to what we're paying now? So
if I had Pearson Construction go out there and see what it would cost.
Pearson, APAC, whoever
I know
does
Kurt
paving.
pretty well. That's what I asked.
I would love to see I'd love to see what they have to say, what it would cost,
Okay.
and then we can make a discussion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm just curious to see what needed to do.
Yeah.
Attempt to get it right.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I would.
It's a tough one because there's only 8 of us there.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at what is it, about a quarter of a mile, half mile.
Probably a quarter.
So when I got the bid for 159th, that's about a half mile, and with the sub base and then coming in with asphalt, it runs about $400,000
With a
roughly,
half a mile, so it'd be maybe 200.
depending on the sub base quality. I mean, we
should be with enough rock down as admin. It should be pretty.
Yeah. Plus, and then you got approaches, and you have a circle turnout. So that's something that's not on the other street. The other street's a straight shot.
Right.
So if Pearson wants to get involved and give an estimate to the township, I'd love to see it. I have no problems bringing it before the board and looking at it, and we can look at it for long-term planning. I'm trying to plan projects out for at least 1 to 3 years. The project down in Sunswept Highlands is a 3-phase. I don't know if it's going to be done in 3 years, but it will definitely be. It's a 3-phase project to get it back to where it needs to be. We have a limited road budget, so we try to get the best value we can with what we have to spend.
Okay. So if I can get some of my neighbors to come up with some money too, that might help push it a little.
It would definitely make us want to do it more
Okay.
to help you out. But let's see what he comes up with for what it would cost, and then we can talk about what you would be willing to contribute versus what we can contribute. Let's go from there.
Okay.
But it's definitely worth talking about.
There's public road right already.
It is a public road.
Yeah.
It is a Minnehaha road. We currently gravel it. I've got the road guy checking it out at least once a month. If we have heavy rains and flooding, I get him out there more often, just in case something gets washed out.
And it's staying in good shape. It's just getting rid of the dust and it just gets in everyone's house and it's just better.
I do have a concern with the road. If we do go to pavement, it's the likelihood of people obeying the speed limit and not turning into a drag strip. That is a
But
concern
we
that
could
I
put
have.
2 speed bumps in there.
Yeah, I do worry that long of a stretch with nothing out there that someone will be unabated to go as fast as they wanted to go.
Right.
But
Yeah, and I wouldn't care if we switched to 20 miles an hour instead of 30. I don't think anyone really would in there. They're all
Chris, what's your phone number?
it's a 461 2184.
461-2184.
Yeah.
So I'll go out there myself and get familiar with the area, so I see what you're talking about,
Sure.
and we'll go from there.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Chris. You want to introduce
do
yourself?
you have anything?
I have a question based on what I just heard. Greg Fusen, I'm at Villas 1, he's at Villas 2, and we also have personal friends.
He mentioned that they were considering sending the roads in Village 2 over to the city. What is the advantage and disadvantage of doing that? And I imagine it's come up before, but I don't know.
I don't know if is the turning over to the city. That's not the right.
No, it's going public.
It's okay.
Tell me the difference.
Private to public.
It's going from private to public. So
Okay.
currently both of you are private,
Right.
which means any road maintenance you do is on your own dime of your neighborhood.
Okay.
You still have to contribute taxes to an entity, whether it be a city, a county. You are required to pay property taxes. So since you are in the county, you pay to Minnehaha Township. But unfortunately, we are unable to provide services because you are a private entity,
Right.
and we can only provide services to public.
So,
So-
is it filling out a form with the county and saying we're now public, or is there
No.
more to it?
So what's going on right with Village 2 is you have to petition the county to go public. And in doing that, Jim Weber is the Director of Public Works. He reviews the petition first. He sends his engineer out to evaluate your roads.
Okay.
He will not turn you from private to public if you pose a financial burden on the entity that's taking you over.
Okay.
So if you have $1 million worth of road work, he will require you do the road work before he considers your application.
All right.
Village 2 has already done a considerable amount of road work to get their roads up to the standard that's required, which is why their application is being considered. But per some emails I'd seen, correct me if I'm wrong, Paula, but Jim indicated there's some other issues in that area that have to be considered before that application can be fully reviewed. Is that correct?
That is correct. We looked into it several years ago. The board did, HOA ours. And I think pretty much decided not to. It was going to be a major road work in order to bring our roads up to standard. There's so much subgrade failure that it was going to cost Villas One a lot of money to bring those up to standard before Minnehaha and before Jim Weber, and then Minnehaha would ever consider taking over those roads. For
So
snow,
we have a lot of work to do.
you have a lot of work to do. Jim has been out already, if I remember correctly. I was on that board for a while, but it's been a long time ago, not since this. But you might ask, Packard may have been in on that.
Packer?
Packard could have
Lynn
been in
Packard.
on that. No, Packard Lamont.
Oh, Packard
Yes,
Lamont.
Packard Lamont
Okay.
may have been in at that time.
Okay.
Fred Chang may know something about it. You might kind of visit with them.
Okay.
That's what I remember. We are aware of the horrible
So
shape.
there's no advantage in getting out of maintenance short term. There's long term, you give it over, make it public, and then anyone can park on it at any time, like any other private street. Okay.
And then, but the other side of it is once you give them up, the maintenance gets taken over by Minnehaha Township.
Yes.
They
Because you're a
won't take
county.
it till you get it maintained right.
Well, we don't have an option.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's-
solely the decision of the
The
county,
county.
Okay.
Mhm.
and they won't
Yeah.
do it until they approve the roads.
Okay.
And then they'll ask us if we're okay with it, and they'll send us a report saying that the roads are up to standard. And if it's an asphalt road, we would anticipate we would have minimal maintenance on a road for the significant amount of 6 to 7 years before we have to go do anything else to them
Thanks.
major.
Chair.
Yep. Anything?
Well, I was just gonna say, the nice thing about Minnehaha taking over the roads is when it snows, they shovel your road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would never get shoveled.
Mike does.
We paid
That's
them,
that's
so-
Mike back
Yeah,
there.
we get to pay for that,
That's
right?
Mike, okay.
Yeah. But with the roads, my understanding, Villas One, the roads, there's a lot of subgrade failure. It's a pretty significant cost, and it has to be shared by all the homeowners.
Right.
So it's pretty steep, and it kind of comes down to what you can afford to do to get them to the standard they need to be for us to take them over. There's also there's 4 residences. Is it 4 in Crestview that are private? I think they said out of 18, 4 of them were private. Yes.
Yeah. 1 and 2 and Don Streets, Don Gregg. in
Yeah,
St.
St.
Cloud
Cloud.
is private. I don't know who the other is off the top of my head.
Yeah, I thought they said there was 4. I think that's what
Don Gaylor?
Gaylor had said.
I can't remember.
But there are several improvement districts that are private. Springdale is another one. They pay the taxes in and get there's no money spent on them from Minnehaha because it's a private entity versus a public entity. So,
Great, thanks.
anyone else?
Do you have any of 143rd right where we're at, where they're kind of starting?
Where the blacktop ends to 29th Street is ours.
Is that changing? They moved all the power poles farther away from the road.
Huh.
You didn't know that?
Nope. I did not know that.
I'm sorry?
On 143rd.
Oh,
Yeah, they put up all new power lines and moved the existing back, cut the tree row, the hedgerow all the way out, right along the road. From 24th to 29th.
That's our road. But no one's brought that up to me.
My uncle owns that land, that's how I know that stuff too. They moved him in like, I don't know, 20 feet. It looks like for a road expansion, or for future road expansions. I didn't know if that was coming soon because of whoever bought the land at 21st and 143rd commercial area is starting to get, they're preparing for that. I don't know when they're gonna actually do it. They got bought over 6 months ago.
Okay.
Is that a question for Weber?
Yeah, we'll have to call Jim. Or email him.
Thanks, Chris. We'll look into that.
It's all you, Mo.
And well, we adjourned the meeting, so if there's no other questions, thanks for coming.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
That was great.
Until next time.
Yeah.
That's good.
Bye, guys.
Nice to meet you.